Mary B. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Woohoo! We made it. I'm so glad. It's been a really long week. Just really glad we're here. It's just like a yay. It's a yay moment. We've achieved greatness. We did this week. And I'm very, very happy. So I'm hopefully all of you are also feeling equally as excited. Good to see you here, Killer Rabbit. I appreciate you being here. Hello. Yeah, we've survived. We've made we've beaten the test of time, and we are now here, and we are ready for what is known to be just a Friday day. So it's just yeah, we're here. I'm glad. ah, life is just long sometimes. I mean, in good ways. I'm thankful for every opportunity life has to offer. Sometimes things are just tiring, and this week is one of those weeks where I was just like just a lot of tiring things going on. But we made it, so yay. Also, hi Thunder. How you doing today, my friend? Let's see here. I'm multitasking at the minute because this morning I basically woke up. I had a little bit of time to myself, but not really that much, and so then I had to quickly get back into work, and so I wanted to do some checking on some mobile games I usually would check in the mornings, but I've not had the time to do it yet. So I'm doing that right now while I talk with you guys because it's important. I also have a package downstairs I'll probably need to go grab at some point. So we're doing a lot of things right now, but I wanted to stream today because I didn't stream yesterday. It was sort of like a main goal for me, and yeah, I'm doing fairly all right today, Thunder. Like I said, it was just a really busy day and week this week, and so it's just nice to know that today is kind of like preparing for the weekend. I can rest a little bit more. Tomorrow I just have dedicated to be hanging out with my mom and probably my sister if she's available too. So it'll just be a nice time just to be able to relax and appreciate my family's company and breathe. Cause yeah, just life is short, and sometimes you don't get as much time to do things as you'd like. So you just gotta make the most of what time you do have. But yeah, but at least right now, the plan for today, so it'll be twofold, I guess, in some ways. For stream, we're doing some Genshin Story Quest stuff. I still have to finish up with both Baiju and Shan Yun's storylines, since they kind of interrupted into each other's, with having, I went to do Baiju's in order to try and start Yelan's. All these other pieces kind of fell into place, and so we didn't get the chance to actually finish either of them by schedule. So we're going to do that today. And then with whatever time we have left, we will be able to do, possibly start another story quest if we want to, just do some general exploration. The version 4.7 live stream for Genshin happened today. They've got a lot of really cool stuff that's coming out. I know some people were kind of disappointed because they're like, oh, we think that there should be more than just a 40 resin upgrade, which basically means that, you get 40 extra energy on your cap. So that way, if you aren't checking super actively and you run into issues like me of having your resin cap up, then it means that now we don't have to worry about that as much. But I know people were disappointed because it meant that the speed of which people could get resin hadn't changed. So there's still some people who are concerned about that. But in terms of like the gameplay, though, they are going to be introducing a new end game battle mode that's going to take place like Spiral Abyss. They introduced some new story quest stuff. They did a Genshin anime teaser. I think is sort of the idea. I mean, it sort of is more like just a general like teaser, but it felt very much like an anime teaser based on the way that the animation was rolling. So there's going to be that, and then they're also going to have what is it? They're going to have a new Dainsliff quest. They've got 3 new characters coming out. You've got Clorand, who is a electro sword user. From Fontaine. She looks pretty cool. They got Siegewein, who is a Hydro Bow healer, 5-star character, and then Sethos is someone who they introduced a while back. They introduced him back with this most recent, this recent version. I didn't play through the quest for Sino because I don't have that capability because I'm not that far ahead in the quest, so I didn't get to see him yet. But he's coming out too, so there's just a lot of new things coming out with Genshin in the next few versions, and they did the Natlan teaser, like lots of good stuff. So there's just a lot of cool things for people who like Genshin right now to look forward to, which is it's just exciting. Because it is, after Star Rail, Genshin is my game of choice. So I'm very excited to see that things are continuing to progress. But yeah, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to quickly put myself to, I'm going to put the music on for Genshin so you guys can hear it. And I'll put it on my screen here. But we are going to quickly go grab my package from downstairs because it arrived. I want to make sure I get access to that so I don't have to worry about that not being around. I'm just going to go retrieve it real quick. And then once I've done that, I will come back up and we can do some Genshin stuff. We can spend some resin, get ready to do some story quest stuff, and it's going to be a good old time. So yeah, so just listen to the beautiful music of Genshin Impact while I quickly aim to return. I shall be right back. Right, I'm back with my package. Actually, thinking about possibly turning on the webcam so you guys can see, not my face, but there is a special thing I got in my Amazon package today, outside of some lotion, which I was in need of. I also happened to get another Genshin pop-up stand to put my desk, because they released some new ones for Fontaine characters. And while I could wait to go to the Genshin pop-up shop and whenever it happens to come back in the area again, which hopefully it'll try getting in Chicago this summer. I'd be really like that. That's how it'd go. But I managed to get, let's see here. Pull this out real quick. I can show you guys. Oh my. Mulching around. Let me just do this real quick on my webcam, and then you guys can see it. And then everything else. Actually, it's funny because I originally had a face cam indicator here. For where about it? Okay. Device. Okay, there. It's fine. Cool. Where's it sees the edge? But look, ta-da! See, look, you can see I got Charlotte. Isn't she pretty? She's so cool. So now I have her, which is great. So I can add her to my, I've got, 2 childs right now, Albedo and Barbara on my desk. So it'll be nice. So yay! We have Charlotte! Okay, so that's a really important thing I want to show you guys. Also, hi Carly, how's it going? We just started up a little bit ago, and I'm just getting some things taken care of. And had to go down to get a package, and I was showing off my cool goods. So yeah, right, so let's go here, and I can close all this now. We've done our singy-songies, so I don't need to worry about holding up the audio files. Oh yeah, I need to put my window top program up so I can actually put my invisible little things up. But in the meantime, I'll quickly get this started up. And then I'll do that, do this, so I can click through those. Nice. All right. There we go. Beautiful. Everything is good to go. It's quite nice. Right, okay. So, we were in our exploration team the last time we were doing things. So, like, for example, right now, we just capped at 160 resin. Probably have been capped like that for a little while. With the update, with, 4.7, then this will become a pipe dream. I'll probably never have to worry about my original resin ever being capped out, because I'll check out Genshin enough to be able to not have to worry about that, which will be nice. I had to go do chores, so that's why I didn't. No worries. You're all good, Carly. Chores are very important, so I'm glad you tend to do those. I was hoping to start my stream like almost an hour ago, but I had work go long today, and then I had originally anticipated on the Genshin live stream only taking a little bit, and it was like an hour long, which is great. Like, it was awesome, good stuff. But it was just like, okay, more stuff to read about, so I didn't get a chance to quite go through the process like I usually would. But okay, let's go. And I've been going through this domain because I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, what I really start doing is I need to really just focus in on my, now that, like, I've been very much like, okay, I want to go efficient, farm efficient artifacts, which is why I've been mainly focusing on one domain. But I've realized that in doing so, I've still sort of neglected my my other characters that, on my team that I want to be able to build up. So, even just getting stuff for Nahida and Lisa, I've got stuff that's workable, but I want to kind of min-max them like I have Child, because then I can, feel good about that team. I can leave it be. I can also have artifacts for other characters who maybe want to use the same things they have, not have to share as much. So, plan right now is I would like to be able to continue to work on getting this domain done, to get some stuff for the Gilded Dreams and the other set that fits with Nahida, Deepwood Memories, and this is my team competitions. I can very easily beat this. It's not very hard to beat either, so it's a very quick domain to do, because my Elemental Mastery is usually off the charts because of Nahida's boost, as well as Lisa just doing tons of damage with her Hyper Booms and Aggravates, so she's usually doing quite well on her own. There you go. Cool. Got the energy, nice. That was 43, but I can usually get it done in like 30 on a good day. So, oh man, I got no space in my artifact inventory though. Of course, why would I? I never have space there. They up the cap, and I still overcap it all the time because I'm crazy. I went through a while back and got rid of quite a few. The problem is I have a lot of artifacts. To be honest, actually, most of these. My delusion. Oh, I was like, I'm out of filter, so I was like, I feel like there's a lot of artifacts missing here. But yeah, I've recently got a bigger boost. I just need to go through and actually trade in a lot of them. But I'm hoping when they, over the summer, I'll be able to, use a lot of these. But it is kind of funny how I've somehow managed to overcap yet again, because that's just how life is for me. I just tend to go crazy. So this is not going to turn out too terribly great. I just think it's probably going to go all the way into, went into crit rate that time. I suppose it's too horrible. If it stays in those areas and doesn't go into flat attack, then it's not bad. Now these stats are really bad for this one because energy recharge works really well for this particular artifact set. So if we just went all the way into crit rate, that wouldn't be bad at all. I'll take it. Shall see what we get with it. Hey, okay, that's not bad. 13.6 crit rate, energy recharge, and crit damage. Only went into attack once. Not bad. That's a decent little emblem there. Cool. We'll do this. And sometimes I also need to. I've got a lot of talent materials, but I need to eventually progress to actually working with them better. See anything good here? Nope, nothing useful. I wish that one of the things that Star Rail implemented, which I do like, is a discard artifacts, really easily accessible feature. I wish they had that for Genshin, because I could just easily mark the artifacts I want to get rid of, and then be able to clean things up more effectively. It's not the biggest pain in the butt, but it's also like not the most practical as it could be. Look at that, there we go, and then let's get energy up with him real quick. There we go, and then Barbara can do a Heavenloom, and look at that, ta-da! 22 seconds. Not my best time, but far from my worst. So they're this resin down. Make life easy. Cool. Alright, we got attack, and those are all gross. Unfortunate. We stay in the business. Alright. Down. We. Sometimes they all get knocked back, which is really nice. Sometimes they don't, though. Wee! There we go. Ta-da! 23. Well, not as quite as good as it was the first time, but that's okay. Still very workable. Let's see here. What's that? Nope. That was terribly good. Let's keep going. And yeah, the plan today, like I said, is we're going to be doing some story quests, because we still have a good number of them we had yet to finish, so I'm looking forward to actually taking care of them today. Progressing. Because me finishing more story quests means that I'm getting further along in Genshin story, and while I do need to do exploration still in Sumeru, that's something that I don't have to do on stream. That's something I can do in my own time, so it's kind of like as long as I get through this stuff here, I can always save those for myself to take care of at some point in time, which is nice. Okay, so this is the fence. I really want to get an Elemental Mastery Circlet, and well, actually I'm looking for Elemental Mastery Sands for Nahida. It's the really big one I'm looking for. Okay, excusez-moi, messieurs. There we go. Nice, okay. Beautiful. 19! Okay. Actually, one of our best times. Bad. I'll take it. Okay. Spin that resin down. For a nice one. Not getting a nice one. Alright, we got 20 more for the day. I need to go, actually. I've not done Teapot this week, I realized. I should go visit my Teapot and claim some stuff. Whee! Hey, Grassboy, senior skip days today? Hey, nice! Happy senior skip day. You old man. You old senior citizen over here. How's it going? So what would you do during your senior skip day then? I will say it's also really funny how they call it senior skip day when, to be honest, the faculty tell you to go. Like, if you go, they'll give you something to do, but, like, you're not going to get made tardy for being gone on senior skip day. Just, you know, they want you to feel cool and edgy. Like, oh my goodness, look, we're skipping school. But, you know, I'm not old. Well, you're getting older now. Just saying. I'm just, no, I don't want to make you feel crazy, but you are indeed getting older now, my boy. My boy, my lad. Gentleman. Let's see here. Okay, we got all that done. I did all of Wind Trace yesterday while I was doing some extra D&D stuff. I just waited and claimed all the coins for Wind Trace. We still have to do this event, by the way, but we still have all through next week to do that, so I'm not too worried. Here, let's do... I think I did this. Let's do one of these again because I've not had a chance to play through it again. So let's go to the music event and we'll do that. Because oh, what did we just get? What was that? Oh, was that a? What was that quest for? Or was that the? Oh, I guess there's something going on that was happening. I was like, what's going on? What's happening? It's a friendship thing. You did it senior. They said if we did, really? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Carly. Maybe my school was nice. Whataburger, and they got home to play some Brawl Stars and stream for a bit, and then I'm getting ready to record a roleplay. Ooh, nice. Ew, Genshin. Run, you have nothing to say. You're moving. At least I'm having fun while you go around and go live somewhere else. I don't even know your address anymore. It seems so sad. You probably won't tell me for another year because you're going to be moving again. You're trying to keep it secret. Sorry, they had a new Genshin update today. It was very exciting. They introduced a lot of new stuff. It was very thrilling. I saved Legoff from Fontaine. I've done this quest a few times, so I need to talk to you again. It's okay, he's just talking about how his card is. He's like, oh, they usually attack my cars, it's so sad. Okay, here we go. Garfield will find him, he knows where we all live. Garfield will find you. Okay, let's go to Inazuma real quick. We can go to the music event, because it will not be here forever. So let's appreciate what we have while we got it. We can do the music event real quick. Can you check out the custom music compositions? I know because they sometimes have old ones as well available.
Sure, no problem.
Let's see here. I think you can do. I don't know if you can do it here, but you can. You got, I think, codes you can do later. But let's see here. I've currently done a lot of things. They can't use my new mattress for 3 days. And it needs to air out and can't use it until Tuesday, not next week, but the week after. Oh man, that's even more sucky too. I remember you mentioned. Well, I guess you did mention that. I just kind of lost track of it. But yeah, it's gonna be a long time. Which is not particularly fun. I really want to do Farina's, like, so bad. I did it before, but I really want to do it again. If I can do better this time. These beat apps are fun. JKL, ASD. Okay, got this. Let's do it. I know we're gonna miss you, Rhino. I missed that strip by I got too into it. Too many times. It is anime jazz. Farina's theme is probably one of my favorite themes kind of Genshin recently. I really like it. Hey, Nerves. How's it going? I already won this what I wanted to do one because you don't get a chance to do them very often. So when you do get to do music event in Genshin, it's always fun. I messed up my combo early though because I got too excited. I pressed when it was no note to press. I don't know what Genshin means. I only failed one, and that's because didn't purposely. I accidentally hit one that I didn't mean to, but I hit every other note. Say lovey. It's okay though. You see, actually, I know that there's one thing that I always forget about is that they have the music compositions area where so you can see people who've done other things, and oftentimes it's other music that's been played at different times as well, which is nice. You can search based on different songs as well. Get different compositions and things like that. You can make your own, obviously, which is cool too. Let's see here, refresh the song list. Get Itos. You also have Betos, which is really pretty too. Ventis is always a really fun one. That never ends. It gets boring. Okay, bye Thunders. Catch you later. Let's see if they got... Ooh, they got Kales as well. They also got Eula's. That's a really classic one as well. Ooh, Tainari's. Winding through a video. I have to try this one. Let's see how bad this one is. Probably gonna be really sucky because I've never tried it. Because sometimes the people who make these beat maps are gonna make hard ones. It just feels like dealing with ads and there's buffering halfway. It doesn't feel like it's as much about the beats. I'm starting now. Oh man. I took a lower mental constitution than I was thinking. Hey. That was a fun little one that someone did. Winding through a video. At 98.8 when that one. Not bad. Cool. Well, alright. With that said then, let's do what we came here to do. Which specifically, we'll grab some things first. But what I was going to do is... let's stay here. Let's grab... Wait, right, we gotta actually do some claiming first. I guess, well, I was gonna just request anyway, and I could... These are all gonna last me for a certain amount of days anyway. I'm not gonna really use all these within that time, so let's at least... grab some of these. See how many they apply for the bit we gotta do. I'll do one more. The final bit. Fine. And save the remaining other days. Let's two. Go. To grab that. Ooh, Farazan weapon friendship level. Nice. Sumeru. To the Adventurers Guild. Right. Here. Grab some stuff. Catherine, hello.
Thank you for
oh, by the way, Grassboy, I'm really sorry. Well, actually, you can still see her. We've been doing Baiju's story quest, which means that Chi-Chi's been in it. So if you want to look back at any of the old other VODs that come up, or of the last few streams, you'll get to see Chi-Chi in one of the story quests we've been doing. Been very cool. Oh yeah, this is the codes from today, from the version live stream. Got those all. Thing too. Nice. The party set up now because I can. Our regular main team. She's dead? No, she's not dead. She's at Boo Boo Pharmacy. Does that mean she's dead? Go to Lewa Harbor. Okay. We want to go to our quests. She's just exactly. She's hanging. Well, she hangs out with Dr. Baiju. It's the one who keeps her safe. We still need to finish Shen Yun's. Once we finish Shen Yun's, which is up here, then we'll be able to continue Baiju's, which will be nice. So at least you get the day where we're going to be finishing the quest, which is good. Okay, so let's go around and go to the clues in Julian Karst. I'm trying to find clues about this old lady who we found out is secretly a really cool adventurer. She's a boo-boo. Well, that's the joke about it, though. It's called Boo Boo Pharmacy, but really it's just, you know, its own place, which I think is hilarious. So that's the gimmick. Okay, let's sit over here. See what has to be said. Here. Yeah, I keep getting running to walls. Okay, search for clues over here. Whee! Oh. Hello, treasure hoarders.
So many treasure hoarders here. Guess it's time to round up some bad guys.
I think I'm good at rounding up bad guys. Yeah, nice.
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendy?
This is Lady Who helping out.
I feel like I've been here before.
Okay.
But I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Makes sense.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
True. Oh.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Paimon, they're not even for you. It's always Paimon looking out for her food and tummy. Go ahead and see this one. Yeah, let's go. We making our way downtown. Walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. Alright, we're here. Okay. Ooh, okay.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
Oh. Okay.
This place. It's...
Oh.
Did
Seems
you
to
remember
recognize it.
something, Granny?
Yeah, you're on the Shenyun's quest right now, yeah.
I remember. Shuyu. This is where your father was born.
Oh?
It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew
Oh,
if it could hold the
no.
monsters back.
See, one of those moments, isn't it, where he sacrificed his life to let her father live.
I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Oh.
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
Oh.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much.
Oh.
But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
Oh.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right, let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
That is true.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyu Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on, I shall carry you to the top.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not, you have my aid in this endeavor.
She's got it. She's covered. Also, it's very amazing grass indeed. I wonder what the other area would have been. I just didn't realize because I just went for the one that was closest. I was like, that's gonna make sense, right? Apparently not. Apparently it's a diabolical choice. It's not in some dialogue. I'll never know what it is anymore. Down here and see what we have left in store for us. Whee! It's Union Peak. By a campsite, no less.
We're finally here.
Pion's like, oh,
Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny One
probably. In the last few years we've been to.
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before?
Take your time.
When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places.
Okay.
But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
Did the stories get it wrong then?
Not necessarily, Paimon. We can't expect them to get everything right.
Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of.
That's very true.
Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you two.
It's alright. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Indeed.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh.
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsang? Looks like we've come full circle.
Yeah.
Mount Outsang. Mount Outsang.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Oh.
Mount Outsang, What am I really?
Mount Outsang holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Oh.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
Ooh.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you have already... You may
Oh,
leave the
no.
rest.
Just get to no.
I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Okay. Jenny knows what's up. I mean to interrupt her dialogue. As I accidentally clicked the buttons to get so into it, and I'm like, ah, yes. Also, they just give you easy access to it. They're like, here you go. Whee! Oh, it's the music box. Makes me nervous. What's this gonna be? What's this gonna mean now? Hey, TD, how's it going?
Come on, just tell Paimon already! What's this thing you've prepared?
Here, this is it.
Oh.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism.
Okay.
It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
Okay.
Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Oh. He has it just conveniently ready to go.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now?
Because you gotta help her learn it on her own, I suppose.
Come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and save Paimon a lot of floating!
Paimon.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon.
I got you, TD. Nice to happen. Sometimes motivation just is not there, or even just if it's not motivation, it's just other circumstances make a contribution to. I get that.
We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
That's very fair.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Makes sense.
Oh, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
Paimon.
And you and I, is the mechanism helping you to relax?
Oh, does she remember
It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
Okay.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Oh.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten?
Hot Man Impact is back.
This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth.
She an Adeptus.
This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago. We should have never.
Oh no. Oh.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar. I...
Represent your second place today.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Oh. He knows.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Ba ba bam.
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf.
Of course.
It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on.
Oh.
Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
Of course.
Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
Very fair, Shuyu.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Say.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Dwayun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me.
Oh, she was the crane, right, that she mentioned. That's true.
Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
During the drought that struck Liyue?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me.
Oh.
She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
Never turned back into a crane.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well.
Oh.
Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no. What happened next?
Paimon, she chose to stay as a human.
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again.
So that's why the nameless heroine hid herself away.
But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate
her.
coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea
It was
pills,
Shan Yun.
I probably would have...
She knew it. She knows it was her.
Granny, what's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Oh, Shen Yun.
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not?
Oh.
Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Oh.
Wait. Paimon's confused. So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Yes, please. Scene? Oh, okay. To be Shen Yun now. So not a cutscene, but close enough to a cutscene. We just get to progress through this domain.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Don't want to skip anything. Mistake. Music's really pretty too. Oh wow, look at that. That's Wang Shuin. This is a really special domain if it has got Wang Shuin just hanging out there.
In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better.
Of course, it's like at first she's just like, I didn't approve of your husband.
But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wang Shu.
Here's with a mustache.
As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
It'd be a hard choice too, I feel. Like, are you again, like you said, happy that you succeeded in your mission, or are you sad because if you had been found out, at least then you would have been found out? Whee! Oh, nice too. They even get like, do we get to fly across? It'd be kind of funny if we did, but we get a chest though. Free chest. There we go.
One would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable.
We get two free people gems.
Loss of memory. One was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the
her wings are
consequences of
floating, or like
consuming
glowing
medicine
here.
infused with adeptal blood. Proclivity to attract monsters is
I think it's just her effect. I didn't realize that until now. It's been so long.
To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
She came in and was protecting her the whole time. The whole time. And you never heard of being a mother. Did she put a little shield around them? Oh no, this is his shield, I assume. He came in. She came and fought the mobs that would come for her. Oh man. So how they gave us again the lovely C3 Shan Yun, which means that she gains so much extra attack, and she also has her weapon, which means more strong too. Crane's Echoing Call. This allows her to be a DPS addition to being her regular support self. This is, she wasn't well, exactly. He's like, I don't regret that fact. I was upset that you chose a human that I didn't approve, that I wouldn't have approved of. She needs to play that kind of mom. It'll be more funny. All of them is to find the truth. Oh, nice.
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making.
Oh. A confession to make.
In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough.
It's another Mondstadt region. Oh, like looking at 2.7's stuff. Yeah.
Skyward!
Or you just mean you're just referencing another region of Mondstadt that you don't have explored already.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Ah, yes, I forgot about that part. Loop around a second time.
Skyward! Scatter!
They spend a lot of time putting in these pieces for this story quest. Like they made a copy of City of Liyue as well. Oh, I got you. Find him. No worries.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognized the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one.
It's funny she put powder on herself. That's hilarious.
Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuendai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin Restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who live through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you. I just... Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination. Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
There's no other way?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Oh my.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay?
Oh.
You're all I have left. Please.
Shuyu.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
You get the treasure finder by doing commissions, Phantom.
Good girl, good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I. How's that sound?
Oh, you see the tears in her eyes too.
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
Oh, he's feeling that for his sister.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
Oh. Wait for it to happen right now. Just what's gonna be so hard. Oh. Oh, Shuyu.
Shoo-you.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event.
Be a lot of stuff to handle.
Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
You think, Shin-Yun? You have to take care of all the rest of us. Ooh, cutscene. This is really good at that. Ah!
I always believed we would see each other again. That our days of separation would finally end.
I forgot about this.
And all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
Oh, poor traveler.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up.
This is a full cutscene, too.
Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Aww.
Grilled chicken drumsticks.
Because of course, Paimon.
Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now?
Yeah.
Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all. Madam Adeptus? Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel? I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus? Could I, ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean, Master. Chuyu, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chinchin and violet grass.
I was just like,
If
yeah,
you
this
do,
is
then you'll
Tomato.
never enjoy One-Man Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
True.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Oh, but we get the
Although
food
Mount
thing she
Aocang
made.
is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate
right.
to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Aocang?
Is that why you took on this human form?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuandai, they all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea.
Oh,
One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
of course.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret.
Indeed.
So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Or like tomorrow.
Perhaps in 2 days' time.
2 days.
One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Seems like you've really thought of everything.
Mm.
Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
Oh,
A
nice.
sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this Suspensus Somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
Aw,
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud Retainer!
indeed. It's a big gift.
Didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
Totally. Talk to Shenyun first, though.
So, about your move to Liyue Harbor, you gonna tell the other Adepti about it?
I have left an explanatory note in my abode. Those 2 old fossils will discover it, I am sure, should they come seeking my company. Considering their recent penchant for going off on private escapades, however, I find myself caring little for how they shall receive this news.
She's like the one who's stuck here. Never talked to her at all, which is really funny. Who are you?
By the way, Shuyu, we have a friend who helped us learn a lot of information about your granny. Is it okay if we tell him the full story? Sure, I don't think Granny would mind. As long as you don't tell a whole bunch of people.
Mm.
I don't think she'd want too many people to know. They might go to Mount Outsong and start bugging her about it. Granny needs to focus on her training, you know? But telling a friend or two is probably fine. No worries, our friend can keep a secret.
True, he is. He's notoriously good at keeping secrets. He has a lot of author friends who's kept secrets. Oh, stealing the frog. Mwahaha! I stole the frog. I am a genius. Let's go in here. I'll grab this as well. Or actually, we must have already got it then. That's nice. Cool. It's a sweet moment, though. Ah! Genshin's really, I mean, yeah. PD, you're very right. Genshin is very good at making, like, in general, Genshin's always been really good at making me cry. Oh yeah, go to Thayan Commerce Guild. That's what we want to talk to. We want to go talk to, Shincho. He'll be in the city. Whee! Whee! He's still right there. Ta-da! We can go talk to him. It's not required, but we can, which I think is cool. It's an optional cutscene. Listen, show.
We meet again, dear friends. How did everything go?
Great, and it's all thanks to you.
Ah, I see. So the stories didn't get it right after all. Even though she was a celebrated heroine, she had to bear a heavy burden that most could not hope to understand. Thank goodness for the help of that Adeptus. At least she was able to recover what she had lost. Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending will be a happy one. Those united in a common purpose always find a way back to each other in the end. Thank you for helping me fill in the gaps. And don't worry, I'll keep this all to myself. It's not my story to tell, after all.
Thanks, Incho. Doing his due diligence.
Can't wait to see my adorable daughter again.
Happy for you, dude. Happy for you who wants to see your adorable daughter. Alright, let's go to 2 days from now. I knew Shenyun's story quest was going to be... I forgot about the cutscene. Because, again, the nice thing about waiting for so long is you forget the details you haven't witnessed yet. Like the teasers and things, you just, like, you forget them. So I'm sure there'll be certain parts of, like, Farina's quest that I won't even remember talked about. Or, let's go find Shenyun. Liyue Harbor. You see in the background, looks like he's listening in. I know he's just spying on everything. But yeah, we don't want to go over there. There's like, well, Tien's the one we need to talk to first. So, blade him like the plague. Oui, excusez-moi, monsieur. Hello, Yinger. Oh, nice! Treasure chest, that's awesome.
Are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
Probably all super valuable.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
Doesn't surprise me either. Clevertune is a collection of old valuables.
Shenyan, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years.
For several hundred years.
To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Well, let's be fair, you're claiming you've lived for over hundreds of years.
Several hundred years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. Passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these
It's gonna be Zhongli. It's gonna be Zhongli.
For a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here
I
shortly.
just said no. It's gonna be him.
An expert, you say? Very well. I
Positive.
will wait for a little while longer then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Nice.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Oh, she got a new outfit. The matches Clevertainer. That's cute.
Shoo you! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Mhm.
Master made it for me. I like it too. Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Oh, right, this is what they
Do
first
I know
before.
how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Aw,
Fret not, I shall help you move them into your room.
oh, nice.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could not look yet, Master? Yeah, that'd be great.
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child.
And someone knows her. Yeah, that's the whole point, and that's I'm sure what it is.
Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect their arrival?
I'm like, there's probably no other expert in
Soon,
Liyue.
soon. Ah, there he is.
Waiting for it. Waiting for it.
Here, allow me to make
Yeah.
some introductions.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques.
Casually here.
Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
Huh.
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
It's just like the whole Venti and Zhongli interaction where it's like they're these like really highly respected people. I think it's more, but the funny thing for this angle is that obviously he's referring to her not as Clevertainer. His stance really hasn't changed that much. But she's talking to, you know, who is in essence the god of Liyue, who's in secret identity form, and she knows it's him, and she has to refer to him more casually than she would usually call him. Just makes it more funny.
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Yes, it's the way it's because yeah, mundane
Why,
reason exactly.
You flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to swindle me? I mean, you never know.
Wow.
A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Shenyun.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust.
Ooh.
If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Elephant was just like, how dare you doubt us? We're going to both be. It's funny. It's just
Say
so
no more.
hilarious.
Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun, wait. I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric.
Well, he uses the opportunity to flatter Shenyun
I'm
too.
sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion.
That's a very good opinion too.
Then in
He's
that
not lying.
case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Nice.
Zhongli!
You know, with people we can actually talk to around here who knows who he is.
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great. How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant.
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and art.
Can't blame this dude for being cautious with a large amount of money, but they're literally two experts of telling it was authentic.
This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot. One has already passed word to Shenhe Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Yes.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Thank you so much, Cloud Retainer.
Shu Yu, Come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhongli. He is,
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Oh.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhongli. That should be everyone, right? Let's go! Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Just a nice way of saying I hope people die so I can earn money. Aw, that was sweet. That was a really nice story quest. And then we know that Shenyun lives here now. She lives inside this house. That's really cool. Ooh. 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 Seems like a book of accounts. A letter can also be found inside. Little you, my dear daughter, by the time you read this, Mommy and Daddy will have already left to go on a long journey. Your granny may get a little forgetful sometimes, so try to jot down little reminders for her around the house whenever you can. Mommy and Daddy are counting on you to take care of Granny while we're gone. You might be wondering why Mommy and Daddy have to leave. Well, my dear daughter, in this world, everyone's got something they just have to do. Your Mommy and Daddy are no different. Did you know? Daddy was actually awfully sick as a child. How sick, you might ask? Well, even the doctor could barely feel Daddy's pulse. It was that weak. But Daddy still managed to grow up. Looking back, there are many times when Daddy thought he might not make it. In the end, though, Daddy pushed through every time. Pretty amazing if you think about it. Maybe Daddy's just really lucky. Or who knows, maybe he has some super powerful Adeptus looking out for him. Either way, Daddy's always felt like he's received a lot of love from this world. And you know what? Daddy loves this world right back. They told Daddy that this mission would be super dangerous, but both Mommy and Daddy decided to sign up. You've grown quite a bit taller the next time Mommy and Daddy see you again. You'll be so big that by then Mommy and Daddy won't even recognize you. How about this? Let's use a code. Do you still remember that one phrase Daddy taught you when you were little? That can be our secret code the next time we see each other again. That way we'll recognize each other no matter what. You'll remember it, don't you? While the monolith stands guard, evil shall never prevail. Oh. That's very sweet. How many times? It's like both. I know both parents went for milk. I was also like, how many times can you say mommy and daddy in this letter? It's just like mommy and daddy every time. Like, okay. It's so funny to think about. It's really hilarious. Okay, I need to go to the bathroom real quick, but then once I do that, I will be all set to continue on to finish Baiju's quest, because we should be able to do that one now and finish it up. Wait, we still can't? That's funny. We gotta go. Oh yeah, we gotta go. That's hilarious. We gotta finish up at. We gotta start Yelan's now. Okay. Anyways, give me 1 second. I'll be right back, y'all. Need to go to the bathroom real quick. Back from the bathroom. I also need to make sure I order my dinner for my mom and I for tonight. I'll have D&D in about an hour. But I need to make sure she's something she can pick up on her way home. Just to make sure that's all good. Da 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 da. At least Genshin's music's always really too. I've never once gotten bored of it. Do 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 do. This right? Yep, that's right. It's also yep, some cake, that salsa, and then getting chilies. Like that's really why. It's convenient and easy to get. So I'm just get my free chips and salsa, so I can get one extra. So I have one for ourselves. So that way, but trying to share it with her, it's harder to do. Right? I'm not gonna get so. So that's there. Come on, cart. Check out. I already have everything here. Good to go. Please. So that's all good. Yep, that's all. That's free. Yes, okay, good. ASAP. To payment. Interesting, because you do see over time restaurants up their prices, just seeing the different things that you get. I've noticed that to be a continuous thing. Change that, and then change this. Cool. That has been ordered then. All right, solid. Okay, that's taken care of. Thank you for the patience, everyone. Let's continue on. All right, so I'm gonna go and do more of the Alons then, I guess. And then hopefully we can get Baiju's finished too, which will also have some sadness in it too. Oh, so much sadness everywhere. All these quests. Little Uncle Tian. Or is this not Uncle Tian here? Is it older Tian? Sorry, Tian, I'll talk to you. We have to go talk to Papa's Uncle Tian to talk to. Maybe it's not quite as near. Oh, I gotta go up here. Okay. So I guess we've never really had any too much, but we're just close. Ah, here's Uncle Tian. Old man Tian.
Uncle Tian, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea?
This is unrelated to Baiju's quest. A separate one.
I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories.
Well, we're more concerned about your health, Uncle Tian. Is everything okay?
Oishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that...
Hey, Ashwa, how's it going?
Things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
Fair enough. Reasonable.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Are you interested to do D&D? Well, I still have a half hour. And we're starting at 5:30 today, so I've got more time than usual. So I'm still planning to go until then. Ashwat.
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice. So a public selection process would not be suitable. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment.
Makes sense, especially considering how the U.S. system works for government, how tricky that can be when you got judges who are, vilified by the public and well, not vilified by the public, but they get looked up at the public and make
for these reasons,
bad assessments sometimes.
Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
Oh? Who is it?
Hold on.
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
Nope.
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think?
Well, it is a good opportunity.
Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
Alright then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Huh? Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me
Nice.
on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house.
Oh, she owns her own tea house. After Uncle and Tina about their recent adventures, you return to the tea house.
You're all set?
Guess so.
Uncle Tien seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion.
That's a combat
Alright.
test,
Heads
maybe.
in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Sure.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Yeah. Yeah, can we use her? Nope, not yet. That's right. There's the curious question to see if we can get access to things later. That's okay. We're not in an urgent rush to get to the next to buy juice. It's just more funny. Once all the leeway quests are done, it'll be nice because then everything else that's been there has, you know, gotten the benefit of the feature of not having us conflict with each other because I can open it up one by one. So that'll feel very nice. I think it's above. It's taking us away, of course, because all the stairs are in weird, faraway spots.
I'll protect us.
Raise your ability so we can move faster. Wee.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Hello, Madam Ping. I'm just going to say hi. Why not? You just wanted to come and say hi. What type of flowers are these? Oh, yeah, what is all these? I've never seen this before. That's what's funny. Just curious to see if she had anything. Ooh. She has, oh, thanks. It's always helpful. Then would you take? Oh, nice. Free flowers. Conversation's always worth it.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
That guy looks like he's not gonna be
I
great.
mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it.
This is where we're already getting to know them and to understand and assess them.
Shenwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine.
Oh, Shenwei.
They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
Enter the assessment venue with Yelan.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived.
Oh, it's those 3?
Mm-hmm. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process.
Yep.
I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the
Right.
first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Okay.
Wow.
Mm.
One of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto.
Ah.
Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be
Okay.
waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
All right. Give these manifestos an assessment. Right. So, okay, so Tianwei is the one that we're kind of most sus of, so let's check his out. The Interest commercial issues provides some very penetrating analysis. His view seems to be that regulations and incentives are both indispensable. Okay, it's fair. So he's a fan of both giving incentives to people to do things as well as restricting them from doing bad things. Okay, Mingbo. His manifesto covers domestic affairs quite comprehensively, focusing on people's livelihoods. The core principle seems to be the greater good means a world that works for everyone. Okay. And then G. G's manifesto covers domestic affairs, foreign affairs, and checks and balances all in great detail. Focus seems to be the problem solving. It provides concise and clear solutions for problems. I still think you only have time to skim through it roughly. So I will say one bad thing about his is too comprehensive. Like it covers too much, is what I'm guessing is the case here.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
True.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets.
What are you thinking?
That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews.
Okay.
We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Jan brings Jinwei in.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing 2 entirely unfamiliar faces. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in
He's
mind,
really not
after
selling
all.
himself very well. He's being condescending. He's complaining a lot. Yeah, unfortunately, dude, it's very clear you're not the candidate we're looking for.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact.
Man, your communication skills, did you learn them from Cloud Retainer?
Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
After asking Shenwei some questions, Yelan tells him to fetch.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in 16 days.
He's very precise.
My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts.
Right.
Namely,
Exactly.
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
It's
You know
okay.
what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
oh, okay. Sorry.
I think the one thing is probably, even though he's nice, it's one of those things where he's probably just a little too hesitant. But they're setting us up for that, clearly.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
I think it was like that, Miss Blunt, but I mean, that's a good question, though.
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts.
Okay.
Of course, 2 different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach 2 very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
Right.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
So, if your question is yelling, sends him on his way.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
I mean, he's good, but you know, meh.
Here's my take on what we just
I
learned.
feel like he's also a bit of a talker too.
As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the big issues.
True.
But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings.
Very true.
Mingguo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingguo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more. You're good at this, Yewan.
I was just like, yeah, that's true.
Last but not least, Yi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people.
Barely.
But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Yi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
I'm sure already just have his names just each other's for. Yeah, doesn't sound unfair. Makes sense.
Great.
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
True. I don't know. He might not like the one guy, because she is right. The first guy has a lot of really good ideas. He's a bit unapproachable, but he's very smart.
Do you need a hand with anything? Hoishin is taking some time off at the moment. I'm covering for her. Just let me know if you need anything.
All right, Leon. Really wanted to have Rishan be able to talk to for the finishing of the quest, but can't do that because she's too busy taking care of her uncle, which is, I guess, it's very fair. You know, he's probably, you know, in need of some help. So that's understandable. Head back to the tea house. And you're here to talk to you. You tell Tian about the assessment process.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Yi's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. but I can tell you now.
Confidence is, but yes, that's very true.
Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tian?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work. As for Juri, I was pure happenstance.
Yeah.
We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on.
No, that's fair. Sounds like he's a good friend to you.
Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see. But it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
Very, very fair. Very firm. My mom said, "Who's that?" Parking spots. I want to let them know. I checked in. So you'll get that message easily enough.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
After she was saying how old, she's buttering him up.
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
That's when you know he's old.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Indeed.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Very fair.
Fresh fish soup.
He's got food in the mouth.
Tasty.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Juri purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman.
Okay.
When we've been fishing recently, Juri always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful.
Definitely he's got a bias toward G.
That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Well, you know, still, very many chances, I'm sure.
Can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Very fair point.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
Elon?
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment.
Ooh, okay, he's turned it back on her. That's smart. Let's see if she wants to, if she's going to choose selfishly to vote herself in.
Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them.
Or maybe he's going to still think that she's most capable.
This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities.
No, that's true, TV. I know that one of the things that my dad's expressed, because he's getting close to retirement age. He's still got a few years, and by few years, he's still got like half a decade at least. before he's going to retire. But his wife really wants him to retire because she wants to travel with him all the time. But my dad's the kind of person who likes to do work and likes to feel productive and have purpose. So it's one of those things where he's kind of reluctant to retire because he doesn't want to lose out on that purpose and ability to help people and do things. So it's just, yeah. So there are some things that happen like that too.
Remember, you must be thorough.
Okay, time for us to go investigate them secretly, like Elon would do.
Understood.
It's like giving your permission to be discreet.
Let's go talk somewhere else.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tien. Look after yourself.
Yep. Time for us to go do Yelan's thing and spy on people, I'm sure. Follow Yelan outside the tea house.
So it's gonna be Jiri, right?
I don't think so.
His
It's too obvious.
manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
There.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear.
True.
The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels.
True.
For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
There.
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
He's got people who are just waiting.
Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me.
Nice.
As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jiri?
We're gonna check him out ourselves. Gotta be able to find the evidence that he's not that great for all, sure.
Well, obviously, as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique?
Okay. Why that?
He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
It's a fairly good plan, Paimon.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
All right, let's do it. Up to the first selection of this area. Right, to North Wharf to look for Bolai. So North Wharf is the big one, I guess. Whee! I'm like a totally normal person. We get to, bungee jump off of the way and go, whee! This is how normal people do things in Genshin, right? Who takes the stairs when you have the option to run around?
What's Bulai doing here today?
Ooh, he's talking to our candidate friend, it seems. Maybe. Or maybe not.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsetias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
That sounds dangerous.
Even so.
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet.
Oh, I see.
If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Wow.
Okay. Well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life.
Wow. He was really easy to buy. Better to negotiate with Bolai leaves.
Oh, what are you doing here?
We're here for the honest assessment you can bring us.
And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first.
Oh, yeah.
Get any ideas?
Knock yourself out. I've got more than enough in my bag anyway.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Jiri. Have you heard of him before?
Jiri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty, His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family.
Oh.
He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique.
Seems to be good, too good to be true.
Sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, sounds like he's trying to sell him too.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Huh.
Where?
He's nearby too.
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Lin Long. Come on, let's follow them and listen in.
Oh.
Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
Time to be sneaky, I guess.
Let's walk and talk.
Looks like he's doing a business deal of some sort. Excuse me.
You were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
It's too close that time, I suppose. Fortunate.
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then. He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
Oh.
Very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Wants high quality fake antiques. I wonder if he's gonna give them to Uncle Tien as a gift.
Thank you very much, Miss Lin Long.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
The feeling he's one of those people who acts really nice in order to get favor with people. Seems like it. That's what they're leading to.
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Fair point.
Do we have to?
Yep, hi, Mama got to.
You're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianchu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
I love this idea that they're showing us through this how easily manipulated people can be. Like that's clever. Like I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where again he's probably not gonna be a suitable candidate, but we might have one of the other people do it instead. We'll find out one of them is actually like more reputable than we think. Is my guess. Because I don't think Yelan becomes the new Tien show, but maybe she does. It's been a while. I'm kind of forgetful because of the way that event quests work. So who knows? Excuse me, birds. Pardon me. Bum ba dum ba dum ba bum ba dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum bum ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. So probably once we talk with this guy, we'll probably have to get off at that point because I'll need to get ready for D&D soon. My mom will be home with dinner, so check the South Wharf and then we'll have to progress from there. So it means we didn't finish Baiju's, but that's okay. We finished Indians, and that was a big one.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because he's a fisherman. Good point. Good thinking, Yelan.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Well, we're here to ask. We're here to ask you someone.
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Zhi, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity. Without batting an
I
eyelid.
mean, she did bat an eyelid. She hesitated, but it's okay. She
yes,
still went with it.
Zhi. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet.
Interesting.
How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one
So
day.
it sounds very much like he's purposely spreading himself out to talk to a lot of people so they get to know him, so he establishes a good reputation.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
True. Because in this case, I almost feel like this is very much a too good to be true. Oh, at first, I'm like, I need to do things. But I want to look at the wharf. I need to find clues. I want to find clues. I must find the clues. That was the question. Are we down here somewhere? We can probably talk to people here. Maybe? Still too far away. I see. Oh, behind.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000.
Oh.
You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Sounds like a really bad deal. You buy 3 for 300 and get 3 what?
Hello, we're
It's a
from
bad
the
deal.
Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
It's a really bad deal, Lon.
She switched identity again.
You did it really badly. It's so obvious, Paimon.
For fish price research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Zhi who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Huh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Just been different every time. A little bit, yes.
Well, I spoke to him once briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
Bye, Carly. See ya.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
True.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
On solid easy. We'll go to the next area of places to look for clues. I imagine we just gotta be talking to. Oh yeah, we just gotta talk to people here. The kids will tell us. Oh yeah, the kids will tell us something good. They know all the good stuff.
It's you guys. Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Oh.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about. Now she's lying to a kid.
But it seems to have made its day.
So,
Yeah,
Master
she is
Dugu,
lying, though.
Have you
Pretty
heard of
rude.
one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of jury. For example, I can't remember. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Good point.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about jury in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
Right, exactly.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about jury stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Oh.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Sneaky, she's like, look at this.
Till we meet again.
She's like, hey, you should tell them who's doing people, tell people in the streets.
Any
It's
of that
very
sound
suspicious.
strange to you?
Yeah, I heard it.
Strange? What was strange about it? Jie seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
Right, it's like a political campaign,
When you
basically.
put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further.
True.
Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned.
Fair.
The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign.
Something's helping. Someone's helping him, or maybe he's working with someone.
Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Jie about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, Their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues.
True, and he did a lot
Whoever
of
is secretly
detailing.
helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
I don't want to leave this quest, but I also need to get ready because my mom just got home, and then I got D&D soon. So, what I'll do, I think, is we'll end things off here. Let's see here. I know of, but basically, in like 20 minutes or so, my friend Zylo is going to be streaming our D&D campaign, which we'll be playing tonight. And so if you wish to check it out, then I would strongly suggest you check out that Twitch channel there. You can see me sort of quote-unquote live as I do D&D with my friends. And Maddie will be there, my friend Mousy, and my friend Kate, and my friend Mitch, and it'll be good. So strongly recommend going and check that out if you want to see something cool with me. But for now, no one else is streaming that I want to go raid, so we're just going to end things off for now. Thanks for joining for what we managed to get through the story quest. I'm looking forward to finishing Yelan and Baiju's quests next time, which will probably be next week. That'll be good. But yeah, appreciate you guys all very much. I will talk with you later, and hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll be streaming on Sunday with Rhino, so I'll see you at that time if you guys happen to be there. But, alright, see you guys. Bye!